I would like to welcome all of you to Symphony of Nature, Birds, Bees, and Mycelial Strings, music to help us find our way home. This summit is a work of my heart. It's my first summit. My name is Kari. I'm a physician, I'm a pediatrician, a pediatric intensivist. That's been my career for, gosh, like 30 years. And this topic, this subject matter, um, has been brewing inside, I would say, my whole entire life. And I have had just the most immense honor to speak to wonderful people about sound, about vibration, about our relationship to each other, about our relationship to nature. This has just been such an amazing journey, and I'm so very happy to be able to share it with you all. So you're going to hear this in front of every single video, so I'm going to share it with mine as well. Welcome to the Symphony of Nature, a global online gathering designed to explore the power of sound and vibration in nature and the universe, to remind us that all beings are part of this musical web of life. By opening our hearts to our connection with all beings, we can take our place in harmony with the great symphony of creation rather than in dissonance. My topic, music and nature, our unique vibration, and our collective symphony. I thought I would tell you a little bit about myself before um, and kind of dive a little bit deeper into how this all came about. Um, my whole entire life, I've been curious. I've been just in love with nature. As a very young child, I loved dirt. I loved playing in dirt. I loved manipulating dirt. And I loved water, especially running water. So streams and brooks and the sound of it, the feel of it, the look of it, everything about it. And also as a young child, and to this day, the ocean has been just a source of both curiosity and magnificence, but also a little bit of terror. And it's just something that I've been drawn to my whole entire life. Um, I've always been a child of water, never wanted to get out of the bathtub, always thought there were other worlds underwater that if only I could find the way, I would be able to access um, different places in the universe. And as well, I've always been somebody who just is drawn to music, the vibration of it, almost as much, if not more than the sound. Um, I learned to play the flute when I was 10 years old because I really wanted to play the piccolo. And I spent years studying, was not a very good practicer, but just studying music. And I had the blessing of being in different organizations, um, the Valley Young People's Orchestra, the Valley Youth Symphony in the San Fernando Valley under Dr. Thomas Osborne. And as part of that, we would play not only in large groups, but we would also play in ensembles. And I played in a woodwind quintet. I was, of course, the flute player. And there were parts of that playing that music where it would just vibrate, it would resonate. I think about it now and it brings tears to my eyes. Just this amazing feeling just welling up inside of me when I was in the midst of playing music. And so this idea of music, of sound, of nature has been with me my whole entire life. Um, how did I end up in medicine? Interesting story that I'm not going to tell here in too much detail, but also as a child, I felt the need to heal, to prevent people from suffering. I don't really know where that came from, but that was just always something about me. And as a child, I thought the only way to do that was conventional medicine. How else does one heal people? And I didn't know any different. And that wasn't part of my culture growing up. It wasn't part of my education. It wasn't part of my social circles. Be that as it may, I also, because of my curiosity, wanted to know how everything worked. That didn't go over so well during Thanksgiving when I'd pull pieces out and, hey, mom, what's this? But that was also uh, something that I really just felt drawn to. So I went into medicine, and it was kind of a long road. I um, loved being in the operating room. I loved the beauty of the human body. Um, and for years, I was a hospital-based pediatrician. I was an intensivist. I had the honor of being at the bedside of children that were dying, um, their families, their energy as it moved from here to um, back into the universe. And uh, I also spent the last few years doing behavioral health. And I started to notice that there is just an amazing energy in human beings, but also suffering. And what I had to offer just in conventional medicine, I just didn't feel like it was enough. And I didn't feel like it was sufficient. And I started on a path. I don't know that I would call it an awakening. I don't know that I would call it some big download. It was just something that I felt that I was drawn to, that I needed to start pursuing, looking into, finding out about. And so that kind of has brought me to this place. And part of it has been this journey of breaking things down, um, burning things to ashes, if you will, and trying to restructure and reemerge, rewild, if you will, remember who and what I am, we are on this planet, and how we are relating to all of the other creatures on the planet. I honestly have never felt like I was anything more than any of the other creatures, the plants, the trees, the wind, the ocean, animals, um, birds, bees, bugs, all of it. Everything just plays a part. Everything plays a part. And so, as I was thinking of what I wanted to offer, what I wanted to birth, if you will, um, was something that would draw us back to nature and back to a sense of who we are, what we are capable of, and what everything else is capable of. The immense knowledge and beauty that the trees have to offer, and how they collectively support each other. Holy cow, the mycelial network that runs under the earth, where it travels to different places, bringing nutrients and creating nutrients and supporting, and how that is so much like a symphony where everything has its place. Everything has its job, if you will. Everything is interconnected. And when it works well, things thrive. Of course, there are the phases of life and death and all of that. That's nature. But in amongst the span that our souls are on the planet, this iteration, we can thrive if we are able to reconnect. We can thrive if we are able to support. We are we can thrive if we can allow ourselves to be an instrument, a divining rod, really an instrument that plays the universal song, the universal energy. And I imagine that when that happens, it will resonate, this beautiful vibration, just like I felt in my sort of 3D brain when I played in the woodwind quintet, and where the music, the vibration just resonated in my whole being. And it was energizing and it was beautiful. I think um, throughout this journey with all of these just amazing speakers that I had the blessing and honor to speak with, some things really just stood out to me. And one of them, I think, is we really, in any way we can, need to get our feet back on the earth. Even if that means you live in a high rise and when you walk out of the door, there's a little patch of grass. Maybe that's where, I don't know, you take your dog for a walk. Maybe there's some flowers growing there. Get your feet on that. Reconnect with earth. Reconnect with the beauty that is the earth and feel it, not worrying about what you're going to be doing in the next 5 minutes or 10 minutes or the phone call that you just had or the work that you're behind on, whatever it is, but just feel the earth beneath your feet and the sky above you and the wind, the song of birds, bees buzzing by, all of that, barking dogs, whatever it is, all of that, that energy, that beauty that is nature. And by putting our feet on the earth, we reconnect. I think also some of the brilliance of the different speakers, some shared music with us, some shared entrainment, helping us get back to the most basic vibration of the earth, of the earth's core, of the energy field around us, um, that we can become instruments. We can be entrained. Our brains, our very being can become entrained to those frequencies so that that energy, that love from the universe can pass through us. And we can then become vessels to share that with everything around us. I think that is just a beautiful thought for me, that we can actually become a vessel for the love that is unity, the love that is the vibration of the universe. And as part of that, then we become, our individual vibration becomes part of that collective symphony. Some say that we all have our own unique signature energy vibration. I'm sure that's true. Um, and as part of that, if we are allowing that vibration to really just sing, it contributes to the collective of everything, of the ocean, the sand, the mountains, the trees, animals, birds, all of it. If we can experience and tap into our own unique vibration, our own unique energy, and bring that, share that, allow that to spread through the mycelial network, if you will, so that it all becomes part of this great collective symphony. I believe that's how we move forward That's how we transcend. That's how we incend, when we realize that we have uh, this beautiful connection with everything around us. And I think one of the other things that really struck me as part of all of my conversations, the beauty that you're going to be listening to throughout this summit, is to get quiet. Everything is very chaotic. How am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? Oh, this, I have to do this. I have to do that. I've got deadlines. I've got this. I've got that. And it's just this chaos, this chaos. But if we can truly just be quiet and listen, the beauty that is nature will speak to us. It can speak to us through plants. It can speak to us through dietas. It can speak to us through music. It can speak to us through shamanic journeys. It can speak to us through so many different avenues. And for every spirit, soul, being on this planet, we all get to experience this in such a beautiful way. But we need to get quiet so that we know we're experiencing it, really, so that we can really just take it all in. So, I think if I were going to recommend one thing, it's not really one thing, a lifestyle medicine, if you will, prescription for us all, it's to get quiet, even just for moments, to put your feet on the earth, if only for moments, to listen, to allow yourself to be an instrument, to allow yourself to be a vessel for the beauty that is nature, the beauty that is universal energy, the beauty that is spirit. Whatever words you put to things, however you describe it, get quiet, put your feet on the earth, allow yourself to let that just fill you and pass through you, your own unique vibration, so that we are all participating in this amazing collective, this amazing symphony that we have the blessing of being able to participate in. So as we go on through the next 5 days, you'll hear from a wide variety of different experts, different wisdom holders, teachers, healers, um, shamans, uh, people that follow dream time, just so many different, just beautiful, beautiful offerings. And um, I am very grateful for you being here. I'm very grateful that we are all here to participate in this amazing symphony, this amazing, beautiful symphony of creation, because we truly are all part of just this musical web of life. I wish you all peace on your journey.